Hello, Happy New Year. Welcome to January 1st, 2026. And I've just been learning that it is a 111 frequency portal. The numerology, the numbers add up to 111. So we're entering 2026. It's the beginning of a new paradigm shift, I think. Frequency shift, opportunity, possibilities, prosperity, abundance, being in your power, and living the purpose that you're meant to live, doing what you're born to do. And that's what I help people do. Hi, I'm Jennifer Sifert. I'm the host of Receptive Radio, your tuning station. And I'm also celebrating this year. This is year 4. I remember starting this 3 complete years ago in January. So this is the anniversary for Receptive Radio. And the one thing that I really notice about Receptive Radio, because I go live every Thursday for 20 minutes at 12:30 p.m. Pacific, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I've been doing that consistently for 3 full years now. And I always line up with really cool alignments and dates. And it makes it so much more interesting and fascinating. And I'm really excited to be here on New Year's Day. I know it's a holiday, but I have been working because I am bringing something to you in January that is going to help you activate your prosperous life in 2026 massively. And that's what I would love to talk about today is prosperity. Your prosperous life is calling you. You have been working on it for a long time. You have been diving deep into scarcity patterns and old belief systems around money, living in struggle and limitation around not having enough and all that. You've lived it. You've experienced it. The waves of lack and overflow and all of those patterns. But this is our year to really transform that. And I'm so happy to be lined up with really exciting beginning of the year. How about you? Are you excited about this beginning of the year? I'm just going to go to the comments now. Teresa's here. Connie's here. I love that you guys are consistently showing up live. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who watches the replay. Put in hashtag replay in the comments. And also, if I can't see you where you're watching, I'll get back to the comments later. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me and inspiring me to come up with really interesting topics that are meaningful in the moment. And that's Receptive Radio, staying present to what is now, what is up right now. And right now, I'm launching a summit, and it's beginning in the launch period, and 30 plus speakers are all going to start promoting the summit tomorrow. And I'm starting today. I think I started yesterday, actually. But I've been working on this since July. And it is something that is expanding me and my belief systems around prosperity. And I'm so happy I get to share it with you. I have interviewed over 30 speakers, and I still have more interviews to do next week. And every interview that I was part of, like inside of, expanded me. And I know that that's what it's going to do for you too. And it all is tapping right into these new fields, frequencies, thought forms, belief systems, embodiments around overflow, more than enough, massive prosperity and abundance, money, time, energy, people, resources, everything like that. And so why have so many brilliant people like you, entrepreneurs, leaders of, corporations or businesses or managers or supervisors, how come you've been in this pattern of over giving, believing there's not enough, Where did that all start? Where did that all start for you? Because it's something to notice. It's something to notice because scarcity is a huge program, let's just say. It's the opposite of prosperity. And so we need to integrate them both because they might have both be gifts, have gifts to them. But if we're leaning heavily on one side of the coin, like scarcity, which the world has been for long time, it gets into us that we feel like there's not enough. So if we work so hard to get so little even, or you have to work really hard to get this much, and you have to work harder to get even that much, more. So we've really been programmed through our family, through, struggle, building, survival mode techniques. Even like if you think about the Maslow's hierarchy, survival's at the bottom. Like, I like that system, but it also is an old system too. And it's like, first you have to figure out how to survive before you can move up the ladders. Well, what if you could start from the top down and be prosperous from the beginning? Wouldn't that be easier? And then your survival is really there for you as your foundation. Like it's automatic. It's automatic. Everyone has enough, more than enough, because we come from a prosperous consciousness. Yeah. This is what Receptive Radio is. I'm just tuning into that idea at the moment, that visualization. And I just returned from a luxurious vacation, 14 days, which was absolutely totally the right amount of time. And because the next day after I arrived back, I was totally 100% ready to work and ready to focus on the summit that I've built for you to activate your prosperous life in 2026. And it's really exciting and fun, and I love that. But what I noticed, and I want you to pay attention to this, is that scarcity, even if you think you've got it handled or you figured it out with anything, but with maybe you think you figured out something, and maybe I don't want to get this way either. Like, I haven't figured out prosperity consciousness 100% or what exactly being rich, wealthy, and everything. I don't have it 100% figured out, but I am learning about how to activate it and get it moving and flowing into my life. And now I want to share the teachings and the way with you. But I still have to pay attention to how scarcity shows up, and I got to be on the watch for it. And so do you. And so what I noticed being in a luxury resort for 14 days, adults only, high, 5 figures to go there. And they're not going to they're going to have enough chairs for everybody. Like they're going to make sure there's enough room. They don't oversell the space to give everyone a luxury experience. Like this is how luxurious it was. We had a private butler or concierge at our fingertips if we wanted. We could eat. It was all top shelf ingredients, top shelf liquor, the highest of the highest brand. And the pools, there was a pool we were in a preferred area of the resort, and we had access to everything else in the resort, but there was also another part of the resort that they didn't have access to us. So this is where all the cushy chairs were and around the pool. And so at like 6 a.m., sun starts rising around 6:30. And we had a beautiful deck right over the ocean, and then also looking at the pool with 2 lounge chairs on our deck as well. And, sunrise is just starting, and I'm looking out over the deck to the pool, and there's towels on every chair, but nobody's sitting in the chairs. I'm like, why? Well, then I started tuning into it. It's like, that's scarcity. If you think you have to go get up really early to save your spot around the pool because you don't think there's enough chairs, you won't get a good spot. That is a scarcity belief system. So even in a high-end, luxurious place where you have the money to be there, you're still operating in a scarcity action, that there's not enough chairs for me to have at the pool. So I got to get up early and save it, when the rule was you weren't allowed to save chairs. And then when people, then you're forcing people to not sit in that chair because they think it's already used. It's just, anyway, I really was noticing this happening on a daily basis. And not once did I save a chair. Not once did I feel like I wasn't going to get a spot at the pool when I wanted it. And I just trusted that the chair would open up when I needed it. And I went about my morning, like still doing my workouts, having breakfast, waking up naturally, not rushing myself, giving myself, like staying out of the limits of time, even just going with the flow of where I wanted to flow to next. But I also kept noticing in myself if I was tuning into scarcity, like for myself, right? Like even preparing for this episode today, it's like, I always am doing it right before. Like I'm always preparing right before. And I'm feeling like, a little bit pressured or whatever. Like I don't have enough time, but I always do have enough time. I always do have enough time. But I just want to keep watching where I feel like I don't have enough of something. I don't have enough of that, or I don't have enough of this. Where is that showing up for you? So where are you hoarding chairs because you think they're not going to be a chair there? Where, like in the metaphorical way, where are you tapping into scarcity still when you do have overflow, you do have enough? Like, just notice it. It's not like it's going to be a little bit different for everybody else because we all have different lifestyles or whatever. But like, where are you like holding back when you could be giving yourself more? We're tapping into overflowing resources and you're just, taking a little bit because you don't want to be greedy or something like that. Just notice where you're tapping into scarcity still, because in 2026, we do have a huge opportunity to change paradigms. Energy is shifting. And if you've been noticing into the energy of the year, there is something on the rise. There's something new on the horizon. And I feel like a lot of this not enough scarcity in the news, in the environment, in politics and all that kind of stuff can bring it up to the surface for us to see and witness more so that we can migrate over to the prosperity side more. And earlier like a few months ago, I was working on another project and around focus. And I came up with this formula around finishing things and celebrating, and then having that expand you, and then actually creating prosperity. But the real key part of that formula that I've really been putting my thumb on more, like really pressing on further, is the celebration. And so at the beginning of this episode today, I was celebrating that this is year number 4, starting year number 4 of Receptive Radio. The Facebook group has grown. I've interviewed lots of people, a lot more people. The YouTube channel is still growing. But if you're wherever you're watching, please invite people, if you're watching in the Facebook group, that would benefit from being in this company. Yeah. in the company of us, and also like and subscribe and comment on this episode. Help me grow this reach of receptivity, prosperity, power, and purpose into the world. Help me to grow my reach. And okay, so I was focusing on the celebration earlier this year, and I think it's been around 3 months now that I've been in a mastermind where, consistently on almost a daily basis, I'm connecting with others and I'm celebrating something. And that celebration energy really influences your environment. It influences the field. It influences the universe that you're operating and creating. And when you're celebrating something that you've accomplished or something that is in the process of being accomplished, even like all the little stages along the way, it activates this potent field of energy that brings more. And it creates prosperity and overflow. So I've also been participating in a giveaway where I'm giving away one of my the Life Force Starter Kit. And I've been noticing in my email, I'm getting notifications because there's other people participating in it. And because they're participating in it, I'm getting people downloading my free gift, the Life Force Starter Kit. And I get notifications in my email all of a sudden. Like multiple times a day, I'm getting notified that there's somebody downloaded the kit. And I'm like, wow, celebrate. And it's so cool. And now I'm really noticing that it gets easier and easier for me to receive. And there's no worry of like, is this going to work? That's not interfering. And so I feel like the celebration part of the formula that I figured out a few months ago, which I'll post here for a minute, is it expands the ability to be more grateful. It expands your ability to have more and be more prosperous. And that expansion like creates more space for you to grow and hold more positive energy, more life force, which grows everything. And it's super fun. It makes creating a lot more fun. So what if you could celebrate a lot more this year in 2026? I mean, it's the first day of the year. There were celebrations last night. And I'm already noticing celebrations right now. And like even if you're single or alone and you don't have anyone to celebrate with, post it in Facebook, post your celebration in Facebook or Instagram. Keep a track of make a list, like an evidence journal of all the things that you can celebrate. One thing I'd like to do today, and maybe you want to do it too, is do like a 2025 year in review. It's like even go into your calendar if you use your calendar to mark down your life, like run your life like I do. What am I celebrating? Like, what did I accomplish in this year? I did a huge amount of accomplishing and a huge amount of growth. And because I can't remember it all at the moment, I don't know what to even celebrate. I just know that it happened. I grew and it was a really big year of growth and a really big year of like transformation and healing and unraveling and cleaning and clearing and all that kind of thing. But I want to go through and just really review it. So I invite you to try that. Maybe you want to do a little practice around that today, is just review the whole year and point out all the things that you grew around and celebrate that. Because the universe, your universe, you are the master of your universe. It loves it. It loves it. It loves it. And there is so much resources out there. There are so many resources available to us. We just need to ask more. We just need to ask out loud, like just say it out loud. So if you're asking for more prosperity, more financial abundance, more time, more energy, more resources this year, I have the best thing for you to start out with. Come to the summit. It's called Activate Your Prosperous Life. There's over 30 plus speakers that I've already interviewed, and a few more I still need to interview. And you're going to get 2 to 3 emails or 2 to 3 interviews emailed to your inbox for 14 days. So basically in 14 days, you're going to activate a more prosperous life, listening and engaging and implementing the suggestions that the speakers that you really resonate with in. And just by registering, like by pressing the button to register, you're activating your most prosperous life in 2026. You're saying yes to, I want to be paying attention to this. I want to be putting focus on activating prosperity consciousness, prosperity awareness, prosperity and financial abundance. I want to be activating more than enough, overflow, more power and life force in my body and energy. You know, you're going to be saying yes to that when you register for the summit. And you're going to be in the company of the highest frequency people I know and the greatest teachers I know out there who I handpicked everybody who is speaking in this summit to bring you the best quality. So I will put the link up here as well. It's also, I'll put it in the comments so that you can register. And I'd love to see you there. There's a whole lot more about it, but that's just to get started. So Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Celebrate it. I'm so excited to be, doing my purpose work, being in my power and creating prosperity, doing what I love. And that's what I love doing for you. So have a great day.